Are you going to start the episode?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Sir Dre from the Bay, and with me, as you can already hear,
Is Lady Blue in the bay?
how's everybody? I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I hope you got the presents that you wanted, or whatever the case may be. I hope you had fun with your family, ate plenty of food, watched some football, basketball, whatever sport you choose. But anyway, welcome to the show. This is Sport and Smile podcast. And this show is our final Friday. I say that because we didn't do a show yesterday, so we pushed it to today, and today being the last Friday of the year, simply entitled the show Final Friday.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, that's
No,
good.
I'm good. I'm like really tired. And like you were kind of like sharing with me earlier when we kind of like did our little pre-production meeting, kind of like because we didn't do the show yesterday, it just kind of feels weird. It feels off. Like when I looked at the agenda or some things that I wrote down to talk about in my head, I was like, didn't we already talk about that? And I had to remember, like, no, we didn't even do the show yet. So
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just that I'm feeling weird but good.
Yeah, I'm feeling off track as well. Yeah, it's kind of weird to do a show on a Friday.
It's
Uh,
not like we haven't done shows on Friday before, but I guess just because, like, with the outage and everything last week and with this week, like you already stated, being Christmas, it just, I don't know.
yeah, I mean, when holidays fall on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, it just throws everything out. It just kind of throws things off track, you
Yeah.
know. Because I've been thinking today was Saturday all day because, I watched some football yesterday, whatever, and I'm thinking, okay, we got some more football tomorrow, and then football Sunday, and I went, wait a minute, tomorrow's Friday. But but even then, I thought for sure there would be some some kind of sports on today, college basketball
There
or
was, wasn't there?
I looked most of the day and I didn't see anything.
Not a college bowl, not a anything.
Not I didn't see a single thing. I watched a Premier League match this morning. Oh God, I can't remember who it was. It was just how out of the sky blue it was, but I I didn't see any sports at all today. I mean, I didn't see anything advertised. I looked through my sports guide and there really wasn't much at
Yeah.
all. Nothing, no major teams. There was a bunch of small colleges and whatnot, games like that, but,
Small colleges need love too.
huh?
I
Oh, I
said
know
small
they do.
need love too.
I know they do. I know they do. It's just weird. It's just a weird feeling. Um, but anyway, yeah, let's talk about some football, as a matter of fact. Let's talk about the NFL playoffs. Now, as everybody knows, the Niners are in. They moved up from 6 to 5 with
Good.
the win over the Colts. And we can still move up even further with the win over the Bears, obviously, this coming Sunday night. Um, if they do so, and with one more game to go now, I'm hoping Seattle will lose, obviously, and I hope the Rams lose as well. But we have to make our own decisions. We have to walk our own path and you know do it on our own, so to speak. I mean, a little help doesn't hurt, but I prefer we do it on our own. But with that being said, if we win against the Bears and then win against Seattle, we take over first place in the NFC West and possibly get the NFC overall, um, which would mean that everything has to come through the Bay Area. Everything. We would get that first week bye. Um, yeah. That would be sweet.
It would.
That would be sweet. That way they get to get that extra week off, get prepared for whomever would be coming into Levi Stadium the following week for the playoff game, which would be divisional. We win the divisional, on to the conference, win that conference, and baby, we're in the bowl. We're in the Super Bowl. It's that simple. No twists, no turns. Just win straight out. 5 games. 5 games. That's it. Not easily. It's a lot easier said than done, but it can be done. And I got confidence that the 49ers can do it. I think they can. Over on the AFC side, Denver's the number 1 team over there. Surprise. Yeah, that's a big surprise for me. But you got Denver, New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, Buffalo, and then Houston. On our side, I'll go back over this again. Seattle, Chicago, Philly, Carolina. How Carolina is in that 4th position, I don't get it. Probably because they're number 1 in their division. So we got Carolina at number 4. We're 5. LA is 6, and Green Bay is number 7. If the playoffs were to start today, Denver would get the bye, and New England would be playing Houston. Jaguars would be playing Buffalo, and Pittsburgh would be playing the Chargers. On the NFC side, Seattle would get the bye. Chicago would play Green Bay. The Eagles would be playing the Rams, and Carolina Panthers would come and see us. Or actually, we would have to go to see them.
Okay.
But that ain't gonna happen. I'm not even thinking in that direction. Again, I still don't know how Carolina got the number 4 spot, but again, it's because they're number 1 in their division. But that's
right.
the point.
I said right now.
Yeah, right now. It all changes this coming Sunday. It's all going to change, and I want us to, I know with the win we move up. Chicago drops. I think Chicago would drop to like 5, and we could take over 2, especially if the Rams lose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all going to change Sunday. It's all going to change. As far as the 49er Bear game, I was watching some, how you get the ESPN predictions, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching this one show, First Take.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was First Take. Man, you talk about hatred. I mean, just blatant, the Niners will lose to the Bears. Just blatant. Oh, they don't have this, they don't have that. Wait a minute, dude. What rock did you crawl from under? Because if I'm not mistaken, the 49ers won 5 straight games right now. And done it soundly. But then they said, we haven't played any strong teams. Well, you tell that to the Indianapolis Colts, who were, whatever the record was, but they got there for a reason. And why they're not in the playoffs right now, I'm really shocked at that. But no, it was just like, nobody ever gives the 49ers a chance to do anything this time of the year. When it gets down to this time of the year, whether we're doing well or not, no, nobody gives us a shot. Everybody hates.
Yeah.
Everybody hates. But yeah, it just made me laugh how quickly both, not just one, but both of the commentators or analysts on the board or on the desk, both of them agreed that the 49ers had no chance to win this. Now, they also both agreed that it was going to be a high-scoring game. I don't know. I mean, we are playing at home, and with the crowd behind us, and all of that good stuff. Anything's bound to happen. Anything's bound to happen. What's the vibe out like out there with this with San Francisco? What y'all? How y'all?
Vibes. No, I'm just playing. I think I noticed last weekend, and I think like after we got off the live, I don't even remember when we talked. Monday, I'm assuming. I was like, oh, I forgot to talk about the vibes because like you could just feel it was like really electric. Like my son, he was like, he was going to his friend's house to watch the game, and
Uh,
I was watching the game, and it seemed like everyone else was focused on the game and the Niners. You go outside and you see people wearing their Niner gear, and
yeah.
so it was I love to see it.
I do too. I remember being home when we were, in a race for a playoff spot or in a race to, you know, just doing well. And when it got to be this time of the year, everything was red and gold. I mean, City Hall was lit up red and gold.
Yep.
That whole area, the Civic Center area, was lit up red and gold. It's just, yeah, the vibe is always like
I
gold.
remember like I was like one of my clients came to the office and he was dressed up in his Niners gear, and we had a conversation like, where are you going to watch the game? Got on the bus, like I said, you know people were like hella hype, so yeah, it was good.
Yeah, again, being out here on the East Coast, you know, Niners don't get no love out here, but there are a lot of 49er fans up here where I'm at. They just kind of stay hidden,
Yeah.
and it's like, why? I mean, if you're a Niner fan, you're a Niner fan. Let it be known. That's the way I look at it, because I am quick to wear my 49er gear and dare anybody to talk trash about it. Let's have a conversation then. Let's talk about why you hate the 49ers and why your team is not where they should be. Okay.
Hmm.
Don't compare your team to my team. There's no comparison. um, but no, this Bears game is going to be a good one, I guess. I do believe it'll be a good game. I'm really happy that from here on out we get to play at home.
Yeah.
Uh,
A good
uh,
feeling.
that is a huge advantage for us. Um, you couldn't ask for a better ending to your season other than to play at home. Very rarely does it happen for the Niners, but here we are. You know, here we are, and getting ready to prepare for the playoffs. The last game of the season against our rivals. Oh, which reminds me also, yeah, we are finally going to see our 49ers in our rivalry uniforms.
Mm.
Here we come. And I'm so glad it's against the Seahawks. And I think they planned it just for that, to wear it as the last game of the season. Because they could have worn it earlier in the season. They could have wore it against the Rams, or they could have worn it against Seattle the first game. But nah, let's save the best for last. Let's save the best for last. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see them out there in black. Wow, that's going to be nice. That's going to be nice. And that's really going to hype up the crowd out there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody has been dying to see those uniforms on the field. And
Yes.
when they come out, boy, let me tell you, they're going to come out humming like a brand new machine off the conveyor belt. I'm telling you, they can come out humming. And Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to try and come and bring the noise, but as long as y'all play a fair game, don't start doing that cheating stuff. Um, speaking of which, I wanted to bring up this injury list real quick because there's only four people on the 49er injury list. One's Renato Green. He's a cornerback. He's out with a neck injury. Tight end George Kittle, you know him. He's out. They're not out. He's questionable with an ankle. Ricky Pearsall is questionable. He did not practice last week, but he's practiced all this week, doing good. He's questionable with the knee and ankle. And then our backup quarterback Curtis Rourke, he's out with a knee injury. But that's it for the Niners injury thing. And the reason I brought that up is because you wanted to talk about the hip drop tackle.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a very, very dangerous. It's just blatantly.
Because I know we talked about it before, but it happened in the game again.
Like, yeah, it happened against Indiana.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. This time it was George Kittle that got the bad end of it. The first game was Ricky Pearsall, who's, like I said, didn't practice at all last week, but he's making progress to be in there this Sunday. And then the last game against Indianapolis, somebody does it to George Kittle. So come on, people. I mean, that's the kind of thing that people, when you don't like a team and you're losing or whatever, and you just kind of want to get a revenge factor in or something. So you're trying to hurt somebody. You're trying to end somebody's season or career by doing something stupid like a hip drop tackle. I'll try to explain this best way I can. Again, hip drop tackle is when you grab a player by the waist and you literally just drop your weight from the hip. You just kind of just drop your weight on the legs or foot of the player you're tackling. You kind of grab them up toward the top. That way your body's up high enough that when you lay down with your hip, it will be right there on the legs or the ankle. And it's a horrible tackle. And like I said, that's a tackle that needs to be a 15-yard penalty and possible ejection for the player who committed the foul. Because it's just blatantly wrong. Everybody in the league knows it. And we were fortunate that neither Pearsall or Kittle were out for the rest of the year because of those two tackles. And I mean, if teams are going to do that against the 49ers, man, it just brings more hatred out for that team in my eyes. So next time I see that team, it's going to be like, let me just sock you in your eye real quick, it's just that kind of.
So I was listening to some of our earlier podcasts in order to prepare for our year-end wrap-up or whatever we're calling the show, and I think I even texted you this. How many times do you threaten other people? How many times this past year since we've been doing it have you threatened other people?
You mean like threaten the players because they did something I didn't like to one of our teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always threaten somebody. I always say if I could get my hands on somebody, I'd knock them out or whatever, or kick them in the knee or, but I mean, I say that jokingly, but at the same time, when players do stupid things to players on our teams, the Warriors, the Niners, whoever, like, for example, I'm going to go back to this. That foul they called on Curry when he was the one slammed to the floor, it blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing that makes me want to, just want to smack whoever did it,
How you got to be so violent, dude? I thought this was a
fan. Listen. Let me tell you something as a fan. I am not the only person on this planet or any Bay Area fan that says things like that. I tell you, as many games as I've gone to for the 49ers and some of the Warrior games, you think I'm bad. Oh, no, 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 no. You got people in the stands calling players out. Come on, Liz, I'll meet you in the parking lot, blah, blah, blah. Wait a minute, dude, you got to back up off of that for a minute, because if we meet you out there, they're going to be scraping you up off the floor. So, I mean, as a fan, all fans get angry. All fans get angry, and all fans say something to the effect of, I wish you'd do that to me. I'd do this, I'd do that. And it's just, it's just called being a fan. That's why they call it fanatics. It's just a thing that fans do. I mean, a prime example, last week, Pittsburgh Steelers, the fan, was it the Detroit fan? Yeah, Detroit fan got one of the Steelers. It looked like they were just having a conversation, but it turned out to be more than just a conversation, because the Pittsburgh Steelers player kind of swung at him. I mean, if he really wanted to hit the dude, he could have, because he was just that close. I think he just tried to, like, shove him out the way or whatever, and it looked like he was trying to take a swing. But that fan was later caught on video. Somebody had videoed it, and that fan was caught saying that what he did to get this player in trouble was what he intended to do.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the whole plan. That's what it was said. That's what he said. Somebody was talking to him, and he laughed and giggled, and he goes, that was the whole plan, to get him. Yeah, come on, dude. Really? See, that's the kind of that's the kind of fan that need not come to the game. Need not come to the game. If you can't respect the opposing team, don't come to the game.
Yeah.
Don't. Because I tell you, when I used to go to the 49er games at the Stick, and people would, talk crazy to the opposing team, sometimes I just turn around and look and go, man, would you shut up? Just shut up. Let these players play the game. Just shut up. Stop calling this man's name. And sometimes it would be the opposing fans that would sit behind the 49ers bench close enough where, you could literally scream a player's name and they'd hear you. And those are the ones that be like, you shut up. Get off this side of the field, go over to the other side, if that's how you want to talk. Get off the side, go over there on the other side and be with those people. This is the 49er side. You ain't got nothing nice to say? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Don't want to hear it over here. But yeah, that's just, like I said, that's just fans being fans, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's inevitable.
Okay.
But here's my thought on this Sunday. I know we can beat the Bears. Apparently, a lot of the quote unquote experts are picking Chicago to win this.
Okay.
Hey, okay. So be it. So be it. I just don't see it happening like that. So anyway, let's jump over here to some b-ball.
You're so uncool, but okay.
Hey, let's go over here to the NBA real quick with the Warriors. Wow. 1, 2, 3 game streak. 3-game winning streak right now.
Yes.
Which is a good thing. This weekend, actually 4-game win streak. If you go back to the 18th, where they they lost by 9. They lost by 1. So yeah, it is a 3-game winning streak right now for the Warriors. Again, this week has just been real weird for me. The spacing between the Warrior games has been off too, because they played Saturday, Then
Mhm.
they played Monday and didn't
Mhm.
play again until yesterday. And I'm just kind of used to having the Warriors play a Monday, play a Wednesday, maybe a Thursday, skip Friday, and back at it on Saturday. But lately the games have been so far spread. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's really weird.
it's just sports with the NBA right now. I know, again, I always say this, it's early in the season, but the schedules are, just weird. I mean, like, for example, they played yesterday, right? They won 126-116 over the Mavericks. They don't play again until Sunday. I mean, give me some basketball, please. Get something. Because that's why I thought today for sure, maybe they'd have like a back to back, seeing as how they were at home. No, they don't play till Sunday. So
Yeah.
I can't look forward to watching a Warriors game. So, and
You
then, it's just, yeah, it's the
work
schedule.
Sunday?
Huh?
I said you work Sunday?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do, but I will be home in time to, um,
The
watch
Niners?
watch our game and possibly watch some of that Warrior game.
And do they play?
They play against the Raptors up in
Yes,
Toronto.
they play at 12:30 West Coast time, 3:30 East Coast time. And then
Yeah,
kind of like speaking of the spacing of the games, so they play Sunday, then they play Monday, then they
right.
have a day off, and they play Wednesday. So it's like it's going from having these really long stretches in between games to having kind of like almost back-to-back games.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe
And
that'll answer my question of what is better for the team, like the long stretches in between the games or games closer in between.
I mean, if you got some injuries, if you got some injuries, you obviously want those players to get time to heal up. So those long stretches between games gives that player or those players time to heal a little bit. And if anybody has got some soreness or whatever, now they can heal up a little bit better during those long stretches. But as far as like keeping it hot, so to speak, like if you're on a win streak, you kind of want to keep those games coming because that's when if you got momentum going, you don't want to lose that momentum by having a 3 day break. You know, you kind of lose that. Man, but I mean, they've done it so far with the schedule they've got. Like I said, the last 3 games. Um, yeah, I mean they had a 2 day break. Um, between the Suns game and the Magic, Orlando Magic game, and then another like 2 days between that game and yesterday's game. So yeah, I mean, it all depends. It really depends. I know that yeah, I used to just when you're feeling it, you want to keep going.
Yeah,
You,
I
you,
feel it.
you just,
Yeah.
when the team is on fire, you want to keep the coals hot.
Mhm.
And like I said, sometimes those long breaks can deflate you.
Momentum.
Yeah, and that, it's part of the game. But um, again, like I said, I definitely prefer to keep the momentum going. Um, and I hope they do well in Toronto. Speaking with the Golden Gate theme here, the Golden Gate Storm. I was looking at some of the
Why
stuff.
are you trying to? But go ahead. I'm gonna let you do you. But you
Well,
will be.
you can talk about the players. I'm just going to let it get out here for the people that are planning on following the Storm. They put the schedule out. I was going to read off the 6 games they play this year, but if you got the schedule, I'll let you go ahead and hit that off. With
I.
that.
I mean, the schedule is posted online, and I believe it begins in March. I really wasn't prepared to talk about the Golden Gate Storm today. I just didn't want to sit on my razzle dazzle, but go ahead.
All right, let me just go ahead and put the schedule out here for y'all. The Storm's season starts March 28th against San Diego, and then they play April 4th against Las Vegas. Then the 11th against Seattle. 25th is against San Diego again. May 2nd, they play against Oregon, and their final game is at LA May 16th. All games are at 7 o'clock. I believe that's going to be 7 o'clock Pacific time, so it'd be 10 o'clock for us out here, as usual. But that's the schedule for them, and that's all I really wanted to bring up on the Storm, because I really don't have much more information to give you.
Because I haven't really released a lot of the information yet. When I will get back to going over and introducing y'all to the players, but yes, sometimes I'll be able to Google a player and get like a little bit more information, like their stats or, playing history, things like that. And other times I'll just get like their name and the position they play.
Right.
I'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So with that, let's segue into, you want to do the women's sports right quick?
I guess, yeah.
All right. Hey, the floor is yours.
Don't tell me what the floor is. Only thing that I really had to talk about, and I really didn't get to look into it too much, was the Invisalign Bay Area Women's Classic. I didn't need so it was, I believe, two games that I was concerned, or not concerned, but like interested in. It was one which was Cal versus USC. Sorry, Cal. So USC, don't laugh at me. USC won 61-57, and then on the other hand, it was Oregon Ducks and Stanford, and Stanford won 64-53.
Thank you, Stanford.
So, yeah,
you know why I say that, because
I know,
I don't like Ducks.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't like Ducks the team, and I don't like Ducks in real life.
Okay.
But so I did try to kind of like Google or look for like some highlights, and it was more about kind of like the experience or the vibe, or about the prep for it, or like about kind of like the games, and not really the actual playing of the game. And I don't know if it was televised, because as I've shared, if y'all have been listening to the podcast, I had no power last weekend.
Yeah.
So, I would have actually loved to maybe go watch one of the games, but yeah, I did not.
Yeah.
So, were you able to find any information on it like I asked you to?
I saw what you sent me, and I was unable to. I was unable to.
Okay.
For a minute, I was kind of wondering what it was all about, and then I saw that they were the college, it was college ball, and I didn't delve into it because I know that was going to be part of your segment. But no, I didn't really look for anything. Now, quick question: when is that tournament over, or is it already over?
It's already over. It happened last weekend.
Okay, so
that's why I said I don't really know if it was televised. Even if it was televised, I wouldn't have been able to watch it, because not only, like I shared, I had no power, I had no Wi-Fi, I had no cell service. So yeah. But I really would have loved to support, because they've been out here, or I think it's like their second or third year of doing it. So maybe when it comes around next year, I'll go.
Yeah, that might be interesting. That might be interesting.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about the Hawaii Bowl? Did
Yeah,
not watch.
I'll talk about it briefly here, since we're jumping into the college realm anyway. Yeah, I watched the Hawaii Bowl. I was impressed with Cal, in the first half and into the third quarter. But I was more impressed with how Hawaii kept fighting. There was no quit in that team. I mean, there just was no quit in Hawaii.
Yeah, because I think the mistake that I made was looking at the score and thinking like, oh, they got this is going to be another win for the Bay, and just kind of like turning the channel and watching something else. And then
Yeah,
when I went back that night to check the score, they had lost.
yeah. I watched a lot of the game. I didn't watch the entire thing in its entirety, but I did watch the majority of the game, and I thought like you, and I'm sure like a lot of the other Bay Area watching the game. I thought Cal had that game.
Yeah.
I really thought Cal was gonna put that game away in the third quarter, but no, not Hawaii had different plans.
Yeah.
Hawaii came back. I can't remember.
Not on their homeland.
Yeah, exactly. Again, like I said, they had no quit. They refused to give up, and they came back and won that game, um, and deservingly. I have to admit, deservingly won that game. So I got to I got to tilt my hat to the Hawaii team, coaches, players. Um, yeah, they deserve that win. They came back and put Cal on their heels and never stopped. There was one point in in the fourth quarter where I thought Cal could get down, kick a field goal, make it a two possession game, but that didn't happen. And Hawaii took the ball, went back down, and scored. And instead of going for a tie, they took a 2-point conversion and completed it. And I was like, wow, okay. But yeah, again, congratulations to Hawaii, um, the team, the players, the coaches, the staff, everybody. Congratulations, well deserved championship or yeah, bowl game, well deserved. Maybe next year, Cal. I mean,
I feel like if they are able to retain some of the players that they have on the team now, squad, whatever they call it, and
yeah,
that's they should be able to do real well because I know that they won. They definitely won more than they lost, and they were a real strong team.
yeah. If this is going back to when we first started the podcast, um, I think I remember saying that Cal brought in almost 55 new players.
I do remember you saying that, and I thought,
Yeah,
and when you
yeah,
said that, I was like, that's a mistake.
yeah, 55 new players and pretty much a new coaching staff. So I think that's primarily why they did so well this year. They had good coaching, good players, disciplined team.
Something about their football team, like they got a new defensive backs coach.
Yeah, I saw you sent me something just before we went on the air. I didn't get the chance to read it. I didn't. I was trying to get us ready for this show, but yeah, yeah, I quickly looked at it. Devon something. I can't remember his last name, but yeah, new defensive back coach. Hey, do it. You can make it do what it do. Cal's already making progress and trying to get better for the next season. Um, so yeah, welcome to the Bay Area, Coach.
Yep.
Welcome to the Bay Area. Um, so I'm hoping next year both the Bears and Stanford, have better seasons. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, but good season for the Cal Bears nonetheless. They made a bowl game, and good for them, real good for them. Staying with college, I'm gonna. I'm gonna jump over to the San Francisco side of college real quick with the Dons, um, who are right now in seventh position in the Western Coast Conference. They're on a 2-game win streak. They're 8-5 overall. They've won 5 games at home, lost 2 on the road. They don't list conference wins and losses on here, but overall they're 8-5 right now. And I think they play this weekend. Let me see. Where are they? I think they do play. Yeah, they play Sunday against Seattle. That's ironic. Yeah, they beat Morgan State 94-64 their last game, which was last Sunday. They also beat Loyola, Illinois, which is a very good team. Usually a March Madness team. So that's a good win for them. Again, like I said, they're right now in seventh place in the West Coast Conference, and let's see how far they can make that. I'm going to jump over to the other side. Now, this is what I just happened to think about. I'm like, man, we ain't talked about the men's basketball team over at Cal in quite a while, and I know that because I didn't know they were on a 9-game win streak. The Cal Bears are number 1 in the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC. They are 12-1. They've lost 1 game, and that was an away game. They're 11-0 at home. They are tearing it up, and I'm kind of surprised at myself for not being able to follow them or wanting to follow. I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to catch a game out here anyway. You know, haters, East Coast, they don't care about Cal. You know, yeah. So I wouldn't probably be able to watch a game anyway unless I stuck an antenna out the window with some aluminum foil on it and hooked it up to the light pole and had the bird sit on that and turn the antenna to a certain way and then catch it, TV all fuzzy and all that. Yeah. So anyway, Cal, 12-1, 11-0, 9-game win streak right now, and sitting atop the ACC. They are outdoing North Carolina, Duke, Virginia, and I can't say poor Stanford because they're 10-2. They're 10, yeah. So this is a tight. The ACC right now is kind of tight. With the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, the top 10 is real tight right now. Clemson being in 10th place with a 10-3 record, but yeah, ACC seems to be rolling along right now, and Cal's at the wheel.
Okay.
Rolling along. So yeah, keep it up, Cal. Keep it up. And that's pretty much all I had right now for college ball. I did not look up any of the women's, unless you can look that up real quick, like the Cal women. I know the USF women Dons aren't doing so well, which is unfortunate. They're in a tough that's a tough conference with the WCC, Gonzaga and St. Mary's and Pepperdine or not Pepperdine. Oregon State.
The ladies are. Let's see. 6-5 or 8-5. One of the numbers on 5. My eyesight bad.
Is that the Cal women?
Yeah, you just asked me to look it up. Damn.
Well, Cal, like I said, they're ACC now, so that's a tough conference. That's a tough conference. Duke, North Carolina, Virginia. I mean, they've got serious competition. Um, but you got till March. You got till March when it gets really real interesting. I think it gets real interesting in April because that's when you get the conference championships and which teams are going to the final.
Stanford women are 11-2.
Who's that?
Stanford women.
Cool. All right.
Hmm.
All right. All right, Stanford. Yeah, the Bay Area is doing well sports wise. It's just the finishing.
I agree.
It's the finishing. Because I falls back again where I thought Stanford winning soccer would be, when they beat Notre Dame, who was ranked right next to, right with them, I thought, okay, there's probably not another team that could have beat Stanford. And then they lose to, yeah. But anyway, it's just a matter of finishing the seasons. Um, yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. I tried to look up, uh, whatever I could for the WNBA, and I did find out that there are two new expansion teams are coming into the league.
Not bad later, but okay.
The Portland Fire and a Toronto team.
Okay.
I guess they haven't yet named what that team's going to be, um, but there are two new teams coming in. Um, again, like I said,
Why are we trying to steal the women in? See, you know what?
I'm just filling in. That's all. I'm just filling in with the women's sports. But go ahead. I apologize.
I don't have
Go right ahead.
I don't have anything to say about it. I'll talk about the WNBA next week because that's when the vote happens.
Oh yeah.
The vote. Yeah. And like I said, a lot of the information that I have been cultivating about them, I'm going to share on Monday.
Okay. Okay.
So do you want to segue into the San Francisco Giants?
We can. I did not uh pull anything up for them.
Oh my God, dude.
I know they're making moves.
Yeah.
I
So
know they're making moves.
I probably could have and should have saved this for next week, but we're going to talk about it now. So, like you said, they're making moves, meaning they're making trades. They signed. Hold on. Shoot. Adrian Hauser. He
Yeah.
was from Tampa Bay to a $22 million 2-year contract. He must be good.
Yeah, he is. I've seen him pitch. He is good. He's
Yeah.
very good. He's very, very good.
Yeah, so it looks like they got a couple of pitchers because they got Chris Bassett, who's an all-star pitcher. They said he's a possible trade. So I guess they're definitely looking like how we were talking about earlier, strengthening their pitching game, and it looks like they signed Tucker, Cody Bellinger, and another name I can't pronounce. Yeah. But I'll we can delve deeper into it next week when we kind of instead of like how I probably shared, I don't know if I did, instead of like going back over the same information that we shared when we did the podcast, kind of like giving updates on what the team is doing now and things like that, or updates on stories that we shared.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't say this though, that the opening for the Giants will be against the Yankees.
Okay.
In San Francisco. So that's our opener for the 2026 season. That much I do know.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah.
That should be fun. Okay, now, whew, wow. Um, I guess we can go ahead and talk about your bragging rights.
Why? Because I'm better than you?
Okay, so here it begins. Yeah, well, I'm sure anybody that might have listened to the show, um, our last show, there was a heated debate between Lady Blue and myself on our predictions. Um,
Are you going to do your predictions this week?
yes, I am. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing it up. I'm going to let everyone know that right now, the standings, she's beat me at this particular time. She is ahead of me, 160 to 131. But again, like I said, I got this week, next week, and I think we go into a playoffs after that. But as far as the regular season is concerned, um, I've still got 2 games to go. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. I do plan on making a run, the comeback. Uh,
Okay.
this week has not been good for me. I don't know how. I don't know how the first 2 games of this week happened the way they did. I picked the Washington Commanders
Me too.
and I picked the Detroit Lions. Now, if you remember, I said I would like to see the Detroit Lions in the playoffs.
Mm.
Well, that ain't happening. They were eliminated. They lost 23-10 to the Minnesota Vikings, and thus being ejected and eliminated from the playoffs. And there seems to be some turmoil in that home office. A lot of people speculating whether they're going to fire the coach. Um, it remains to be seen. But yeah, my other picks for this coming week, I did predict that, and I'm glad this happened. The Broncos beat the Chiefs. All right, go, 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 go. Um, I've got the Chargers beating the Texans. I got the Ravens beating the Green Bay Packers, which the 49ers can use that help. I've got I got the Panthers beating Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I really truly think that can happen because they're playing in Carolina, and the Panthers are a playoff team. They are in the playoffs. They're number one in their division, so that could possibly happen. I've got the Bengals over the Cardinals. I've got the Steelers beating the Browns.
Mm.
I picked the Colts to beat the Jaguars.
Mm.
Yeah, who knows? I've got the Dolphins beating the Buccaneers. That probably won't happen either. I really went out on the line on this one. I got the Jets beating the Patriots
Mm.
simply because the Jets have nothing to lose.
Yeah. You already
Nothing.
said.
And then I've got my New Orleans Saints beating the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Now somebody's got to win this game. I've got the New York Giants and the Oakland Raiders. I still call them the Oakland Raiders because that's what they are in my book. I got the
They'll be
Raiders winning. I got the Raiders winning that. They got to get one. They got they got to win one more at home. I mean, come on. I think that's their last home game. Oh, is that my mic? Your mic?
mine.
Okay, but I got the Raiders beating New York Giants. I got the Buffalo Bills beating the Eagles, and of course, got the 49ers beating the Bears. And then that Monday night, I've got the Falcons over the Rams. So those are my predictions. If you want to share yours, you can. If not,
Well, because we kind of differ a little bit.
okay.
Um. So, as everybody already knows, there's 3 games that happened yesterday. If we, uh, I picked the Washington Commanders. They lost, like you said. Oop, yeah. Picked the Vikings. They won. Picked the Broncos. They won. Yay. Picked the Chargers over the Texans. Picked the Packers over the Ravens.
Hmm.
The, Picked the Panthers over the Seahawks. Bengals over Cardinals. Steelers over Browns. Jaguars over the Colts. Buccaneers. Excuse me?
I said, okay.
Picked the Buccaneers over the Dolphins. The Jets over the Patriots, because of the Deflategate, and, I hold grudges. So, yeah, never going to let that go. Saints over the Titans. Giants, no, not the Giants. The Raiders over the Giants. The Bills over the Eagles. The Niners over the Bears, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And the Falcons over the Rams.
Okay. Well, yeah, we differ on a few of those, which makes it really interesting. So,
and there are some weeks that we do this when we're almost identical, and then that's even more irritating.
Yeah.
Because I can't talk no shit.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it makes for very interesting. This is when my comeback starts.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, so, those are our predictions for this week's football. I think we've covered pretty much everything that really we could. And again, we want to talk about our year in review show, which is going to be Monday. That should be a fun show. I've got some research I got to do, and she's doing her research.
Yes.
We're gonna look back from where we started to where we are, and everything in between. I'm gonna.
Well, I don't know. I'll talk to you about it before I put it out there.
Yeah, I'm going to look for some of the things we covered that really stood out to me, throughout this time, and like I said, it should be a fun show. Should be a lot of fun. That's all I can say. I think it's going to be a real fun show, and hopefully, we get some people to actually join us. Mm-hmm. And if you've been following us, throughout this leg of our journey, if you've been following us really, truly, come join us on Monday and give us your feedback on what you think, how you think the show's gone, what you think we can improve on, what were some of your favorite moments, come join us, join in on the conversation. We really would like to have you. Really would. We appreciate, all the listeners. I understand we got some new listeners in what state was it?
I don't know if it's necessarily like a new state, but didn't I say Nevada?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we had anybody in Nevada. I think maybe at one point we did.
It might have been at one point, or it might have been Arizona, because now it looks
I think it was Arizona. But it's great. I'm glad to hear that people are starting to tune into the show. They may not join in on the conversation, but they are listening. They are downloading. The word's getting around about us. We're trying to improve. In fact, we are going to make hopefully some really good changes for our next year, bring 2026 in.
Well, I don't necessarily know if it's good changes, because I like what we do and how we do it, but just maybe getting the podcast out there more. Like basically doing like branding, getting press kits together, and maybe kind of like taking it to the streets, because like we already shared and we said, you're going to be out here for Super Bowl, not necessarily like the whole week, but for the Super Bowl. There's different major sporting events that are coming, not only just to the Bay, but like the Olympics and, worldwide. So it's going to be a lot of sports next year.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily, but we always, you never know. We changed our format a couple times, and you never know, we might change it again.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, but again, I'm looking forward to it. And I know you are, and I hope that people that are listening, again, I can't say this enough times. Please continue to listen to us, continue to pass the word, download us, follow us, check us out on all of our media, our social media outlets. We do appreciate you. No doubt about that. We do appreciate you. Um, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and do what we always do, which is say our little good night. I've had fun with you tonight. It's been an interesting show,
Yes.
and you know, yeah, it's been a fun show, and I can't wait to do our year-end review.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Yeah. Did you have any closing words you might want
As always, follow us on social media. Sporting a Smile Podcast on Facebook. We have 2 pages, a public page, a private page. Sporting a Smile Podcast on Instagram. Um, so you can join there. You can post questions there. You can post reels there. Really help us develop this community. But thank you again for just listening, participating, being a part of this community we're trying to build.
to? Yep. And with that being said, this is your boy Sir Dre from the Bay.
And Lady Blue in the Bay.
And again, we want to say thank you very much for listening in. Keep listening in, and we will talk to you on Monday. Have a good night. And as always, keep sporting that smile. Talk to you soon.